Welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. As always, very happy to be back. This is probably a pretty unexpected guest. This guy, we've become friends working for the same organization. Super cool dude, man. I'm glad I know you. I'm glad I got you on the show. My guy, Coach Davion Famber. I appreciate you sitting down with me, fam.
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to this one for a long, since I hit you. I thought about it and I hit him. I was like, you know what? I want to talk to Coach Davion. That's what I want to do.
Hey, man, I'm glad you did.
Absolutely, man. We're going to have a lot of fun today. A lot of fun. I know you a character. I'm a character. We're going to have a lot of fun today, man. What you been up to? I know, Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year.
It,
just came out of holiday time. What you been up to, bro?
So for since quarantine, man, just working. Got a new job at Saddleback College as an assistant basketball coach. So it's my first time in college with like real responsibility, So I've been just trying to learn the game, figured out, recruiting. It's different, man. Like you trying to get a junior college kid, it's tough because everybody, they're like, yo, I'm not going junior college. I'm going D1. Mm-hmm. Even dudes that got no offers.
Right.
Like nothing. They had nothing. Hey, I'm going D1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll call you back in 3 months. Call back in 3 months, man, and, started picking up.
I feel it. Yeah, like I said, I knew just, was talking before we got rolling there, but I didn't know you was coaching that Saddleback, like I said we go get into all that. So, on my show, what I like to do is, I like to get people's entire journey from like not just where people know them from, like where their life started, where their athletic journey started. I like to get the whole thing. So I met you here in San Diego. Are you from San Diego?
I'm from North Carolina.
Okay, see, didn't know that.
I've been out here since I was 11.
Okay.
So this
what brought you to San Diego?
Man, my mom, she was like, yo, you going to San Diego, live with your dad.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay.
So you was getting in trouble?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Not really trouble. I was learning, man,
Okay.
No pops around. Now just send me live with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
A year later, my mom follows, comes out here, normal upbringing. I was a knucklehead in school. I went to O'Farrell Junior High School.
Same. I went there in sixth grade.
Yeah, got in trouble there. I was a young kid, man, full of energy, and I was just trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a long time. Bounced around schools, hyperactive, so to speak, and then my mom said, all right, you're going to go to Lincoln High for high school.
Cut you off real quick. When your mom moved out here, did you move in with her or did you stay with Pops?
So I went 50-50.
Got you.
Right? With a bus pass.
Kind of played both of them.
Yeah.
I'm already knowing how that goes.
It was tough because, my dad had already had a whole ass family.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He was dating this woman who would also become like my mom, like love her to this day, and she had a couple kids, and then they had a couple close friends. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in Southeast, man, like everybody might be in this one house, like 15 of us trying to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was. So I wasn't a bad dude. I was just I like to get into stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just what it was. But in turn, it cost me because in 4 years, man, I only played high school basketball once.
Wow.
Because my grades were so bad, and I thought, oh man, if I transfer to this school, it's gonna be better. Man, I went from Lincoln to Sweetwater to Hoover, back to Sweetwater to San Diego High.
Goodness gracious.
4 years. Because I thought it would make me better if I could just get somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Change the scenery.
Yeah, but it wasn't the change of scenery I needed. Because whatever problem I brought, I just picked it up, just took it with me to the next spot.
Right.
So it cost me, But it wasn't until I remember I got booted out of San Diego High. I was 18 years old, and I just wasn't getting it, man. I'm sitting on the steps. So a while back, City College used to have these steps that went down into their gym before they got the new gym. I was sitting on the steps, and I'm like, man, I can't go home. She's going to get me. Sitting on the steps, and I hear, hey, man, what you doing sitting here? Look, Davion, is that you? Turn around, Zach Jones. Man, what you doing? Oh, man,
And for those who don't know, who is Zach Jones?
Zach Jones is he's probably one of the winningest coaches in San Diego or Southern California. He's also, I think he's the executive director at Balboa Prep. You know, he's been everywhere, man, basketball wise. So he kind of brought me in, helped me to, you know, get on track, and I was enrolled at City like that fall, you know, and I had the opportunity to actually play basketball there, which was fun.
Sorry to cut you off. What did you get kicked out of San Diego High for?
Just like attendance. You know, at 18, man, like I had a girlfriend. By this time, like there is no like parental supervision. 18, I'm doing whatever. Mom's is there, but she's sick.
Okay.
You know, like she dealt with some addiction issues, so there was nothing. You know, I'm running around. Man, I had a girlfriend who would go to San Diego State, and you know, she would come through, bring food, whatever. I mean, I was just running wild, man. And at that situation, I'm like, I'm not going to first period. I'm laid up. I got it.
Right.
No. They were like, you know what? Ooh, out of here. So I had to get a GED.
Okay.
And then I had to go to City.
Keep talking. I'm gonna adjust your mic real quick. You keep talking.
Yep. I had to go to City to, you know, figure it out. But that's when I started to actually learn. And I never forget my first day in junior college. I'm like, man, I'm sitting in the class, and you know, I'm sitting there. You know what? And Wahid Mitchell's in the class. He's the athletic director at Linfield, Christian. He's sitting in the class, and I raised my hand and asked the professor, "Hey, can I go to the bathroom? I'm out of here." He said the realest stuff, man, I ever heard. He said, "Oh, you must be a freshman, huh?" I said, "Yeah. How'd you know?" He said, "Oh, because whether you leave or stay, I don't give a damn. I get paid regardless." So I was like, wow. So as I'm bouncing, right, either way, I'm out of here.
Right.
I thought about it, I said, dang, they don't even care if you're here or not. Which kind of prompted me to kind of want to be there. Because now there's no attention to seek. So I'm like, let me get in here and get it. You know, stayed there for a couple years, played basketball, and then, you know, I kind of left prematurely and went to Montana. You know, went to Montana State, played a year, almost 2 years, and came back to San Diego, man, and, you know, real life happened. So I came back to San Diego during the summer of '01, and things had gotten, you know, crazy. My mom's still sick, and it was my 22nd birthday. I was living in San Marcos. You ever heard of Club Tropics?
Absolutely.
I was living across
Had some legendary nights
there.
at Club Tropics.
Boy, look, hey, I was living across the street from there. You know that Burger King there? There's those apartments right there.
Yeah.
I was living there, right? And this is how I met, like, Koo, Chris Feverly, Chris Crows, that whole
coastal crew.
That whole group. You know what I mean? And so, because they would scoop me up, and I was new, kind of knew me from the city, but I'm new up there. So we go, you know, we'll go hoop. Go down, there's a gym on East Valley Parkway in Escondido. We'll go hoop there. You know.
East Valley Rec Center.
Yeah, my boy Jerry Garrett was up there. Started running around with him. So I got a birthday coming up. 22nd birthday, man. At the time, I got this job at the Walmart across the street, working overnights.
Okay.
Right. So I'm working, boom, boom, boom. 22nd birthday, my mom said, I'm coming over, I'm gonna cook. Who don't want mom's cooking? And she show up. My brother and sister's with her. I ain't mad at you, you know, kind of roll with each other anyway. She said, you know what? I forgot something to store, I'll be back. Gone. Didn't come back. So at 22, I now have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. My sister was 10, my brother was 12. At 22.
Wow.
And I'm making minimum wage at Walmart.
Right.
So, all right, Walmart, you gotta go. I gotta figure it out now.
Did you finish up college? Did you have a degree?
Nope. At that time, I didn't finish.
Okay.
So I had to keep going online. So that took me 4 additional years. Because now, not only do I have to finish school, but now I have to care for.
You gotta raise kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm 22.
Right.
I'm barely
a kid
take
yourself.
care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, outside of, a few, like, young ladies, like, I wasn't really eating. You know what I'm saying? So now it's real. So I ended up getting a job inside the Walmart. There used to be like a little cell phone booth. So I got a job there, which it was paying like $500 a week. Back in 01, beginning of 02, that was working.
Mm-hmm.
That was simple. It's like, okay, cool, now I can do it. Now I need benefits. Now I need other stuff. And I'll never forget, man, I was sitting in the Applebee's in Oceanside, off of Jefferson. There's that Walmart over there. Because, with the little kiosk that you move to different Walmarts, I was up and down 78. So I'm sitting in that Applebee's, man, and I'm having a beer. And this guy walks in, two guys. One's a Marine, got all the stuff on, medals dangling. Other dude's Navy, right? I'm like, hey man, let me ask y'all a hypothetical question. Let's say somebody wanted to go in the military, but they had this situation just spring upon them. What needs to happen? Like, could y'all maybe guys?
How long did you have your brother and sister with you before you met the military guys?
Days.
Oh, okay.
This is like.
So you hadn't enrolled them in school or anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. Like,
and this was, I'm sorry, I got a lot of questions about this. So was this like over the summer? Or was it like during school?
This was over the summer.
Okay.
It was like July going into August.
Okay.
And then, boom, boom, boom. Yep, it was like July going into August. They were starting school. Then my birthday is October. So October, I can't remember what day it fell on, but it was a Friday. We were supposed to. There was this little club, like right by, I forgot what it was called, the Jumping Turtle. You know what that is?
I've heard of it. I never went.
So we were gonna go there. But October, I think it was either the 15th or 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, this happens. So I didn't get him in school, man, until almost Thanksgiving.
Wow.
I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I don't got no paperwork. I don't got nothing. I got 2 trash bags. I know how to feed them.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had a young lady I knew. She helped me out. But I meet these dudes. We're talking. He said, oh, yeah, I could get you and, your brother and sister, benefits. Let's go. I said, what? So I ran from this dude for like 4 months. Because I was like, oh, man, I don't want to. Everybody's like, oh, you going to war? You da-da-da-da.
Oh, one was a crazy time, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know yet. I'm going to wait. So fast forward around, man, it's January of 2002. And I have nothing going on, And by that time, like, I have nothing. So I walk into the guy's office, and he's like, like, what do you want? Like, I've been chasing you, bro. I said, look, I need to go. His office was in Claremont, right? He said, all right, paint these walls, man. I'll send you out in a week. Bro, I went and got blue paint. So there's a Wings and Things in Claremont, and there's that little Navy recruiter office behind the little pancake place. Like, I think it might be Sarah Mason, but it's a Target and a Home Depot right there too. Mm-hmm. Man, cross street to the Home Depot, got this blue paint, and man, 6 days, I was on my way to boot camp.
Wow.
Not knowing nothing. So I made a deal with my aunt. Hey, I'm going to boot camp. I'm getting out of here. Hold the kids for 8 weeks. Take care of them. Woo. I'll be back. All right, cool. I ain't tell nobody. I ain't tell my mom. I told my aunt, my brother and sister. Nobody knew I went. It's gone. Boom. 8 weeks. To me, boot camp was like the greatest thing, man. I'm eating every day. I'm working out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting yelled at, but I play for Coach Jones. Like, it's nothing.
Right.
So I'm eating, man, and sending money to the crib. Everything was great. Then it comes time, where duty station, where you gonna go? They're like, well, since you already got, kids, dependents, we're gonna send you back to San Diego. Okay. Winning, get back to San Diego. Now I gotta go to court.
Where was boot camp?
Boot camp was in Great Lakes in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Which was crazy experience, man. Like, I remember walking into a store with my hat, like, tilted the wrong way, man. This dude was like, yo, man, look, I was about to kill you. I said, for what? Oh, man, your hat was this way. It was supposed to be this way. You know, I can't remember which way it was, but I was like, oh, man, it's a Padre hat from San Diego.
Right.
Young guy I was with.
Sorry, I got to cut you off real quick, because I've never been to Chicago, but I've hung around a lot of people from Chicago, and I've had that happen too. And because, you know, out here, I mean, even if you don't gangbang, you know, it's colors out here, and in certain, like, the Bay Area, sometimes there's neighborhoods, but it's colors out here.
Yep.
And the dude was, this dude was actually, I'm sorry, I was with a dude from, a blood dude from LA and a Chicago guy. And the dude from LA, like I said, he a blood, he like, all I know is, like, keep my red on, don't wear blue, and I'm good. And he said he had his hat on a certain way. Dude was like, "Yo, bro, you gotta fix your hat." And he was like, "What?" Like, so it's not that it's
serious.
Exactly. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Like it was more them than me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Look, bro, I'm gonna take this hat off."
Mm-hmm.
I tucked that hat in my bag. I said, "Man, I gotta get back to the base." Hey, Chicago, it was real.
Right.
I gotta get back to the base. I'm out of here.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, that was cool, man. And then being in boot camp was, it was an experience, man. You know, just another thing that I was learning about myself. You know, kind of with, you know, no, like outside of Coach Jones, man, I ain't never really had, you know, that fatherly, like, woo, you know, like Coach Jones. I mean, to this day, man, like he'd call me out on my stuff. I'd be like, damn, man, I ain't seen you in 2 months. Yeah, but you know I'm always listening. All right, you're right.
Gotta love those.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But that was all I had. So I had to take what I had and kind of shape it to where I needed it to be. You know? Get back to San Diego. And now I'm going to court because I have to physically get custody of my brother and sister in order to get them set up with, like, all the dependency stuff, you know, like benefits, ID cards, stuff like that. So I ended up running to my mom, and she just wrote me a letter. Got it notarized.
You didn't like call her? You just literally ran into her?
Yeah, well, I knew where to find her.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, got you.
But at this time, man, I'm 23 now, almost, 24. So I'm like, I'm grown. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew where to find it, but I didn't want to address the issue.
Gotcha.
Like, there was so many people addressing it. My thing was to make sure I took care of my brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
So it was.
Shout out to you for that, bro.
Hey, man, look. Boy.
Because I know that wasn't easy.
No, because I don't know any 22-year-olds that are stepping up to even, hell, take care of somebody else's kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it, man. Boom, drop a hat.
And most 22-year-olds, I mean, there's exceptions, but most 22-year-olds, if they got kids, their kids are at oldest like 6, 7 maybe.
Yeah.
So to be 22 and you just out here living a single bachelor life and just get dropped somebody that's gonna be a teenager in a year and then a 10-year-old, that's heavy.
Yeah, it was tough, but I kind of had a cool support system once I got in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
So once I went to court and got all the paperwork, oh man, the Navy was great. It was great. They were like, here, boom, here's a house, boom. Oh, you ain't got to pay water, boom. I had everything, 3-bedroom, little house. And the only thing I needed was to be in the Navy and do my job, So I was like, okay. At the time, I didn't have a job, though. There's this thing called undesignated where they tell you, hey, man, you can go around and, see the jobs and pick one and yada, yada, yada. Oh, man, that ain't true. Look, as soon as I got out of boot camp, they was like, here, man, hey, here's this soap and water right here. See that little boat? Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Wipe it down like this, sideways. I was like, wait, are you for real? Yeah. You got to do it before it get dark. Yo, bro, it's 4:30 p.m. Oh, yeah. Well, here's a flashlight. Put it on you. But my LPO, which is like the guy who's usually in charge of like new guys, he wasn't like a jerk. But there's dues you gotta pay. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, boom, and I did it, man. I did it. Look, they was giving $350 a month for like food, everything. I don't care what it is. I'm in San Diego. My brother and sister taking care of it. So I sat and I raised them, man, till they grew up, and kind of flew the coop, which was coincidentally, like, it was around the same time that I was already planning on getting out the military, and then get out the military and retire after 10 years, get a check every month.
That's dope.
They get to go to school for free. So I'm getting out and thinking, what am I going to do? I'm Coach Jones again. Hey, big fella, look, got this AAU, Supreme Court. If you can keep up, you can go. So it was already going fast, man. Jumped in the AAU. I was there, 2.5, 3 years. And then I was like, I'm ready to go be a head coach. Coach Jones was like, nah.
Uh-huh.
So I interview at Christian High. It's my first interview.
What year is this?
This is 2015.
Okay.
I interviewed there, right? I don't get it. Just come back to Coach Jones. He's like, I told you. I said, well, why didn't I get it, man? He said, you're not ready, D. You gotta wait. So at this time, Supreme Court is like bubbling. I mean,
and at this point, you're what, like 32, 33 or so, maybe?
Yep, I am.
You went in at 23, did 8 years. Is that put, like, okay, I'm good on the timeline. Go ahead.
Yep, I'm around there. Actually, I think I was 33. Damn, I'm getting old, man.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
So, I'm like, I gotta, because I'm making a connection. I'm starting to know people. And then, Coach Jones gave me a team, man, and I'm winning. So I'm like, I gotta go. First place I stop, man, is so I go through the thing at Christian, man, the whole interview process, right? I don't get it. It comes down to me and another guy. I don't get it. Whatever. Scripps Ranch. Coach Brian Kaiser has a Supreme Court kid on his team, right? Supreme Court kid tells him, hey, I think my coach, be helping you. He'd love to help you out. At that time, I'm staying maybe 2 blocks from Scripps Ranch. And we're staying in this place called Casa Maryview. Got the bowling alley in it and everything in Mira Mesa. So I go to Coach Kaiser. He's like, oh, yeah, I'd love to have you help me, boom, boom, boom. So I'm thinking, all right, cool, I'm in. So this is a Thursday, right? Friday morning, Mission Vista calls and wants me to interview. I said, oh, immediately. Yeah, head coaching job, cool. I started looking at their roster online and seeing, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Bert Twyman. Why does that sound so familiar? Oh, he's a Coastal kid? Fab, look.
Tapping into them old connections.
Fab, look, I need this. He was like, wait, you would move up here? I said, I carpool every day. He said, all right, I'll send you the link to apply. Cool. I got plugged with the link. I go to the interview, right? Sit in the interview. Interview's probably 30 minutes. It was great. They haven't had a lot of success there. I didn't have a lot of success. And
it's still a relatively new school, right?
Yeah, at that time it was only their 6th year. Right. So they hadn't won more than 5 or 6 games. So it was like, all right, here's my progression, but here's their progression too. We can meet right here and we can do something. So I get there, go through the interview process, and when I left, I knew I had the job. Because one of the staff members that was interviewing me walked me all the way to my car. I said, I sat in the parking lot of Mission Vista, man. I called Jerry Garrett. I said, Jerry, Joan, it's D Fam. I think I'm going to be moving up here. Would you come with me and help me with the boys? You're up here, you ain't doing nothing. Like, I know you doing football. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Famo, I got you. I'm in. I said, bet. So I'm already thinking I got the job.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm driving back home, I'm already thinking, okay, what do I do? You know, things of that nature. Comes time, they call me 3 days later. All right, you're the guy. Boom. Okay. Now what? What do I do? I sat at home for 2 days, bro, before I knew I could go up there and meet the kids. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm in. My wife like, all right, so now, what are you going to do? I said, oh, well, damn, I should probably go up there. Put on a suit. And this now it's like 2015, where it's almost graduation time, so it's hot up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up there in a suit at lunchtime, walking around meeting the kids, you know, and talking to a few of them and giving them handouts, you know, stuff that I like found on Google that you should be doing. I was like, oh, okay, well, I got to make my own questionnaire. Okay. In my mind, I'm thinking, somebody's always got grade problems. Let me put this on there. Who needs tutoring? Who needs... One of the kids, man, this dude's name is Chris Mayer. I'll never forget. Looks at the paper, crumbles it up, tosses it. I'm like, yo, man, what are you doing? He was like, Coach, I don't think you know where you at. I said, no, what do you mean? He said, man, the only grade problem is this dude. He pointed to this guy named Alexis. He said, yeah, this dude is stupid. He only got 3.8. I got 4.2. He got 4. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even know it went that high. I thought at 4.0, bro, it's it. I said, look, I'm at the top. Watch out.
Yeah.
But here they are cracking on this dude. He got 3.89. And I'm looking at him like, man, dude must be smart. He got to be the captain, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but all the guys on the team, they didn't care about basketball so much. They cared about basketball being on their, you know, college stuff, you know?
Like extracurricular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So only
Mm-hmm.
3 of them played AAU. Mm-hmm. You know, it's one family, boom. They played AAU. The rest of the kids were like, yo, man, I'm going to be a rocket scientist. I'm going to be, like, real talk. Like, I'm going to be an engineer. I'm going to be a doctor. Look. I'm like, damn, I said, maybe I am in the wrong spot. So I had to go home, man, and really think if I could do it. And I was like, all right, so they're already smart. So I can't come in and outsmart them.
Mm-hmm.
But what were they missing? I started doing some homework, and I see Full Time had a post about this same team from a year prior, and he told them.
Shout out my guy Full Time Hoops.
Yeah. He was like, look, Mission Vista, they're like a year away from being really good. And this was before I got there.
And it's like a year in wrap up things.
You know, trying to figure out what do I have. And I see it, and I'm like, and I hit him, man. This is like, he's like, yeah, man, if you do what you're supposed to do, y'all win some games, right? So I took that as him telling me, we're going to be in the Full Time Hoops top 10. Hey, man. Hey, I hit him every week. Hey, I wish he was in here right now. Every week. Oh, that's what's up. You'll keep disrespecting us? Mm. And at the time, man, we got 2 groups of really, really smart kids that the whole school system, man, are like behind one another, you know, like from these dudes doing stuff with newspapers, and, you know, the game, it was North County crazy, you know, and we ended up winning at the buzzer, you know. Nice. So now we got a little momentum because now we're heading into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Man, you know, long story short, we did our thing there and, you know, went on to the championship, which was the first championship appearance in any sport in Mission Vista's history. Mm-hmm. You know, we ended up playing Brawley, and I kept 19 guys on the team. 19.
Wow.
Because I wanted them to experience this success. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to give them a lot of basketball knowledge outside of just confidence. Just letting them know, hey man, you can do whatever want to do. Like you put your mind to it. Like let's go. So I mean, we run through Brawley. And the crazy thing, man, is that game. Like at that time, I don't even know how to dress for being a coach, man. I got a green like polo sweatshirt on. It's like too small. Might be my son's. I got these moccasins on, man. Like I look back at that picture now, and I was like, oh man, you look crazy. But it was such a fun time, man, because these kids were experiencing something that not only would they keep forever, but they would cherish because this is what basketball was for them. Like when it's CIF, they were down. I'm going to college anyway. And then we went to state playoffs, which was cool. Like the
how deep did you guys go?
First game.
Okay.
Yeah, first game, but I mean, much shout to the buzzer to win it. Yeah. So, I think by that time my guys were like, "Look, coach, we want to see how we got to play this game."
We did what we were supposed to do.
Bro, it's higher. Like, I'd rather win state than win CIF.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because if I win state, even if I lost CIF, I'm still the winner.
Well, that was how it was for us. We didn't win state, so 2016, I think it was, Orange Glen. We lost to I ain't even go relive it. We lost in the championship, but we made it to the state playoffs and we made it to the Elite Eight. And for us,
cutting them up. Y'all went on a ride.
We went on a nice run that year, and for us, like of course you want to hang the championship banner, absolutely. But for us, like getting to the Elite Eight, just that experience. Like if I had to choose between, I mean, if you win the championship, you go to the state tournament anyway. But if I had to choose between winning CIF, it sounds crazy, but because of the experience. But if I had to choose between winning CIF and maybe like losing in the first round of state, or losing CIF and going to the Elite Eight and getting to travel and be a part of the state tournament, I would absolutely choose to lose the championship and go to the state tournament, because it was something that maybe because I had never experienced it before, and I know our kids hadn't experienced it either. But it was dope, man. It was dope. That state run was a lot of fun, bro. We went up to Selma. We went up to, I forgot who we lost to, but it was funny. The team we lost to was just like us. You remember that year we had like all our starters could drop 15 on any night. Our two main guys could give you 30. Like we had a squad that year.
Mike hit a buzzer beater.
2 in a row, bro.
Yeah.
2 in a row. He hit one. He hit in the first round. He hit one in the first round, damn near at the buzzer for us to win it. And then when we went up to Selma, he hit. And matter of fact, I still got the video. I might put it in this video. I still got the video of it. He hit and they had like a 6'8", super lanky dude dunking everything, and Mike drove and like hit like a hanging, like kind of goofy, but Mike was mad athletic, kind of like goofy, like, and made it over him like with like 2 seconds left, bro. It was crazy. And Selma was like, if you think about what's like one of the smaller cities here in San Diego, like you really can't even compare it. Selma I had never experienced nothing like that before. I remember sitting in there, and we got there early, we warming up, and like nobody's in there, and I'm like, this is a state tournament game, is anybody gonna show up? And out of nowhere, waves of people just start coming in, and it was like standing room only, and the city was dumb small, but it was so many people in there. And I remember saying to one of our assistant coaches, I was like, it felt like the whole damn city is in here. And literally 3 minutes later, a dude walked in with a shirt that said, when you play against Selma, you play the whole city. And it was rocking in there. And then we got that win and then moved on to the Elite Eight, ended up losing in the Elite Eight. It was a dope experience, bro. I wouldn't trade it in for nothing. It was dope.
See, I had this similar thing like that, which I get to as I make this progression to talk about, Christian.
For sure.
So, we lost that game, came down to it. I mean, I still say, man, I kind of lost. I called a timeout early in the game, and
you needed it later.
I needed it. Oh man, my best player, man, is getting ready to come off the screen, and he trips, and he on the ground. We got the ball out of bed. I can't even call a timeout.
Oh man!
So our last shot was a pass to try to jump and tip it. Yeah, man. Like I was like, oh, but
that's tough.
I took that as, all right. I've arrived. Now you gotta look the part more. Now you gotta start conducting. Man, my first year, man, my first 8 games, man, I had 6 techs. First. Wow. I could yell anything to the refs. And it wasn't until like no warnings, they just start like boom, boom. Like I was in the showers, man. Like, man. And then one of the refs, one of the North County guys, he was like, "Hey, I want you to just kind of see what we do." Brought me out and let me ref for a whole weekend. It was the hardest thing. I felt so bad, man. Like, I felt bad. I still got the picture to this day. My whole body hurt. I did 4 games, man. My whole body hurt. I immediately texted the ref of the ref association. I said, "Man, what's your email?" His name's Gordon. I sent him a letter. "Give this to all your guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know." They were yelling stuff at me.
Right.
Like, and I was like, what are you talking to? And they like, I'm like, yo, this is just basketball.
It is not easy being a ref.
I started to calm it down a little bit. And, you know, I mean, yeah, every now and again I, you know, get a little dusty. But some of these dudes, like, their calls become predictable. So, yeah, there was a few where I was like, "Hey, I'm on your head." But there was a few that I'm like, they'd walk in, "Coach, no problems?" Not a one. Let's do the game. So, Mission Vista, I won the championship. I got 9 seniors. I didn't know when them seniors leave. Like, I thought this was supposed to be, it's crap.
We're going to run it back next year.
I'm going to run it back next year. Man, I was 2-23 next year. I beat Sample Squall twice.
Shout out Sample Squall, man.
Hey, they, look.
Oh, man.
And they were one in something. You know, and I thought, yo, it's going to be cracking. But then what happened was they changed our league. So now I'm in like the Avo where I got to come down to Poway, Westview, Del Norte, you know, Ramona. Oh, and Valley Center. I'm looking around. Valley Center got Terrence Beckvar out there giving out 40s.
A bucket.
Hey, man, they got another dude, Indian cat, with a ponytail. If Terrence have 30, buddy got 25 and 10. Right? Man, that was the longest drive ever. I'm like, man, look, this is a game. I told the rep for the game, I said, man, look, I don't give a damn if somebody get hurt. Don't stop this clock. Because, I mean, my guys just weren't ready for that. These dudes, I mean, I got young dudes that it's cool to play at the park, but like Terrence is playing for something. You know what I mean? Like he's a killer. You know, so we go down and play Poway. Poway got Zach Reeder on their team. You know, Zach Reeder was like massive balling. They had Jordan Cook Harper. You know, 6'9" lefty. I mean, they had Deshaun Cooper. You know, he was still young in his, you know, development at the time, but they had dudes that could really, really go. You know, young Tim, they had a really good team. I mean, they beat by 50. It wasn't even close. Laurier Country Day beat me by 60. So everything that I tried to dish out the year before, it came back. And here's how silly I was. Me thinking that it's time, we're going to roll. Here comes my dynasty. I put my guys from Mission Vista in the San Marcos tournament. At that time, Saints, Country Day, La Casa Canyon, San Marcos. All these dudes are ranked, right? I'm getting in there off of, like, Dante being my boy, you know? Like, Dante's like, you sure, coach? I was like, yeah, put me in. He's like, nah, I ain't going to do you like that. But then they had a team come from out of town that dropped out. So he was like, all right, look, I got bet, I'm in. Man, it was 0-5. 0-5. Like, I don't think we were close to beating La Casa Canyon, but coach was kind of so cool with me because I had one of his players on AAU. I mean, he just sat everybody, man. I still lost by 10. But I appreciated it because I said, all right, there is some kind of, you know, some decorum between coaches. Like, there's something like they felt for me. Right. Which I'd probably rather they just blew me out. You know. I would too. Because now I'm thinking, it's always going to be like that. and we're always cool. Like, I talk to Ryan Meyer all the time, and he was my partner back then. He didn't even talk to me until, like, after the game.
Mm-hmm.
He just looked down at me and was like, and then,
You good.
That was the year that, before he had lost a couple guys to go to Parker, and they were really good. You know, they had Matt Bender. I mean, these dudes were dunking, like Ryan Langborg and Max Kidd. I mean, they're just letting it fly, right? There's nothing I can even do. Like, I can't even yell at the ref. But one thing that happened, man, that kind of changed, like, my perception of things that started to,
Mm-hmm.
is since I drive so far up, you know, and I had to drive back up, I asked Dante, hey, man, can I use your shower here at school so I can, you know, I'm trying to get fit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He said, yeah, which is also the same room that the refs use.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting in the shower, and there's just one ref. He don't even know I know. But he came in, and he was like, oh, man, you got Famber tonight. Yo, man, that is the funniest, dumbest motherfucker I know. Right? He don't know him in the shower.
Right.
And then one of the other refs were like, yeah, some of the stuff he says is pretty funny. But it gets annoying after a while. And I just yell out the shower, hey, man, I'm learning. And they look over, and I peek out the little curtain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, soap's just everywhere. Hey, man, I'm learning, man. Give me a break. But after that,
Mm-hmm.
these two dudes, man, would pull my coattail. Hey, coach, look, this is what they saying. You got to stop doing this. Sometimes you're right, but we're human. You can't be right on every damn call, coach.
Right.
My bad. So I started slowly declining, and, you know, like not really jumping on their heads, whatnot. Unless it's just something like, if you just shouldn't be here reffing, you know, it is what it is. But from there, I'm thinking, all right, man, career progression, where am I going to go? This is where I put the cart before the horse. Because I'm thinking, all right, I got to move. Talk to other coaches, you know, around the city. I got to go. I got to find another job. Get an email, man, from Christian High. I'm like, ooh. They didn't hire me the first time. Well, I should go back. I can go back and get it cracked, right? But it didn't happen, you know, whatever reason the first time. But now the second time, it's almost like, yo, it's yours to lose,
Mm-hmm.
right? I got a lot of people saying, you know, hey, man, like, that's not it. You know, nah, man, you should stay here and you can build it. In my mind, I'm thinking, nah, bro, I got to win. Like, I'm trying to make Coach Jones proud of me. And I got to win because he loves wins. You know, there's this whole Coach Jones coaching tree. Everybody got state title, but me.
Mm.
Everybody got multiple CIF championships, but me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's funny, man, because Coach Jones came to my CIF championship game at Mission Vista and didn't stay to talk to me after the game. I said, hey, man, why'd you leave? He said, man, you only got one. We'll stay when you get more.
Mm.
I said, all right, bet. So now I'm like, I got to go. Christian comes up. It was Christian and Crawford and Santana. So.
And what year is this?
This is 2017.
And
so
what?
I stayed 2 years at
Okay.
Mission Vista. So 2017, March of 2017. Right?
So you were just looking to like a higher level, or like?
Not only that, something closer. So.
Okay.
We had, my wife and I just had our son Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man. And at this time, we just got the house in Chula Vista. So now I'm driving from Chula Vista to Oceanside.
That's a
At
push.
4:30 every morning.
That's a push. Whew.
My wife's not really digging that, so she's like,
Right.
all right, well, you know. So I'm like, all right, cool. I started making my way back. Christian came up. I was like, oh, man, this could work. I knew a couple kids.
And you were still the coach at Mission Vista, or you were done there?
I was already done.
Okay.
I was already done. Like, after our last game of the season, I just said, hey, look, it's far, like,
I done all I could do here.
But I think DJ Foster is the future of this program. You know, he's the coach that's there now.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, all right, well, cool, hang out, help us find a coach. Bet.
Okay.
You know, DJ Foster became the head coach. Jerry Garrett became the head girls coach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, cool, everybody's in good hands. I'm out.
Bet.
You know, get down to Christian and, you know, interview goes well. They're asking questions, you know. But this was the first time that I've really been exposed to parents asking questions. Parents sitting in an interview. It was weird to me, and I didn't really think anything of it because, I mean, like I knew the parents already, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But sitting in like the interview, it was like, yo, they're acting like they don't know me, you know? It was cool because the food was good, but the conversation was weird.
Uh-huh.
Because when I interview, now I got every accomplishment, I got team thing, I got it's a whole packet, it's a whole book that I'm carrying, and boom, I saw it across the table, kind of just slid it back to me. I was like, all right, maybe they don't want to do what we're eating, but I mean, like, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so as the talks progressed, they were like, you know, hey, you know, we'll let you come in and do your thing. You know, we like our coach to have a little, you know, a little swag, so, you know, get you on-campus job, you know. Me thinking on-campus job was, okay, great. I just came from special ed at Mission Vista, so naturally I want to be in something like that. I said, nah.
You said special ed, it made me think about school and degrees and stuff. You finished up your degree online. What did you get your degree in?
My degree is in physical education.
Perfect.
But it started out as communications.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and I was kind of gifted this little special ed thing because it was just starting there. And they were
at Mission Vista?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, like, it had just started. So they were just sending people to school to go get the certificates, the schooling on it. So they were like, hey, boom. So I was like, oh, this is great, right? But now it's time for me to go. Actually, let me back up a little bit.
Okay.
When I left Mission Vista, that was hard because I didn't fully understand how much it affected kids. So
you being there or you leaving or both?
Me leaving.
Okay.
There was like a whole petition, Save Famber.
Wow.
They had T-shirts made. Like, they were trying to like chain themselves to the principal's desk.
Wow.
Like,
that's love.
It hurt. But at the time, like, yeah, me and administration, we didn't really see eye to eye on certain things, you know, but I didn't understand it. I thought they just didn't like basketball. They didn't like winning. No, they liked school first. They like, look, coach, you having these hypothetical or 6 a.m. practices, hypothetical, I don't know if it ever happened,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or whatever, is not cutting it. I said, well, look, I don't practice them after school so they can go do their homework. So only way we can practice at 6 a.m. They didn't like it, but all my kids loved it. They're like, coach, I'm already up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I'm writing my paper at 6 a.m. They're really, you can do that. Like, you know, so they were cool with the practice. So we kind of butted heads, and then, you know, the AD, though, Jim Hall, was dope. And he was like the dopest AD I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
He was a soccer coach, but he was real, you know, like, people come to him and, oh, you know, coach won't let such and such play on the JV team. And he's like, you missed tryouts, man. Like, what do you want to do? You know, so he was great. But when I left there, I affected a lot of kids. You know, and some, like, I wish I would have stayed, man. Like, now that I think about it now, like, I should have stayed. But, you know, like, kids still talk to me to this day. You know, but that was a big thing. I kind of thought about it. We're telling the story. So I get down to Christian, you know.
It's 2017.
It's 2017, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a coach in San Diego that called me. And he was like, yeah, man, I think I'm going over to Christian. You know, I got the inside track. He don't even know I got the job already, right? He's like, yeah, man, you know, they're not going to hire you, though. You know, like, they're not hiring like, there's never been a black coach there. They won't hire him. So I'm thinking, like, oh, okay. Well, I'm looking at the contract, right? You know what I mean? It's like, oh. So then it comes out a day later, because I had snuck it to full time. So he posted it up, and then the dude just stopped talking to me, man. And like, we were cool, but I didn't want him to like know, because he was like, yeah, I got it. I mean, da-da-da. And I'm just like, wow. But once he told me, man, that yeah, you don't get it because you know you black. And I was like, oh, okay, for sure. Now I got it, and that's from there. I kind of started to walk like I was better, and that, man, it was the biggest mistake. Because
what do you mean? What do you mean walk like you're better?
So my thoughts on private school was, all right, you're upper echelon, da, da, da. But that's not, man, it couldn't be further from the truth,
Okay.
man. So not only was I like trying to fit in at this place, but I also have like big homies in the game that are telling me, hey, man, be careful. Like, stick to who you are. Don't change just because of your surroundings. You know, like I remember, like, you know,
That's great advice.
my guy, man, Jeff Harper, man, telling me.
Shout out Coach Jeff. I love dude. I love Coach Jeff.
He's like, hey, man, look. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, and then you get the message, though, you know.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
And from 10 to 50, you all gonna get the same. You can get the same message. Don't do stupid shit. You get the same message. So Jeff was great, you know. But as I'm there, man, I'm like, all right. I'm looking around. I'm like, well, how do I fit in here? And I didn't really know why I was there. I had no clue. I'm the only brother on campus. Like, it ain't even no black dudes that cut the grass.
What do you mean you don't know why you're there? What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, how did I beat out everybody else?
Okay.
For the job.
Okay.
My resume wasn't that.
Uh-huh.
Like, at this time, I don't have nothing. Like,
got a CIF championship.
Yeah. Like, that's it. At a place where I probably should have had one anyway.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I see.
Like,
Okay.
Went hard. So now I'm kind of being told to, all right, you need to be here for this. You need to be here for this. You can't go out and, you know, talk to anybody. My first thought was, man, I'm here. This is big ass gym. How can I get this gym jumping? Looked at some old pictures. Looked at all the old, like, basketball stuff they had on the wall. I'm like, how can I get this jumping? I call up Ryan Rizuki, because at that time his little brother goes there. And I'm like, Ryan.
Justin.
Yep. I'm like, Ryan, hey, look, I got access.
Justin's a good dude. Ryan's a good dude too.
Great dudes, man. I said, Ryan, I got access to this gym here. I know your brother goes here. Why you ain't never used this gym? He was like, oh man, you know, just it's timing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, here it is. Timing's right. I'm here every day, even on Sundays. You're more welcome to come in. So Ryan kind of exposed me to the training side of it. You know, I watched him train B.A. You know, in the Christian High gym. You know, I watched him, you know, train so many other guys. You know, my guy Clint Parks, when he was in San Diego, Clint, come through. I'm trying to get the, you know, give it a little, a little spunk.
Bring some excitement.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's dead over there. Like, the paint chipping off the wall, it's dead. I'm trying to get it jumping. I probably shouldn't have did that, because I didn't understand that certain places are meant to be dead. Like, you can't go everywhere and get it jumping. They don't want you to get it jumping. Just want you to play your role and go home. Had I known that, it might have been different.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I'm out here like Chris Brown, man. Look at me now. Hey, look at me now. Hey, fresh. Hey, man. I'm telling you, right? Look what my dumb ass did. Look, start getting paper, right? And it's not even a lot of money, bro. They swindle me, bro, for like, they pay me $15 an hour, right? Because I sold myself short like that. Because I already got like the military retirement, like I already got $5-6 grand every month, just waking up.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't really need a bunch, but they lowball me. I ain't tripping.
How they do that with the on campus job?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So in a private school, there's no unions, there's nobody fight for your wage.
Got you.
So if you accept it,
you got it. That's what you get. Yeah.
So I ate it. Wasn't tripping because that made more at home. But just to be on campus where I could help my guys daily, which proved to be invaluable. Some of these young guys are getting in trouble. Then it comes out, oh, Coach Famber recruiting kids. I didn't have to. My voice was already big enough from AAU to everything.
Don't private schools get to recruit, or am I bugging?
They don't call it that. They call it on-campus visits. So how that works is if you see a kid, you don't necessarily have to say anything to that kid. You just got to know his name. You give it to your administration, and somehow if they can find him or they can reach out to him or whatever and get him on campus, done deal. So, and this is the crazy part, man, because I've never said, rarely did I have to speak to a kid to come to Christian. A lot of times, their names are already brought up by the previous coach or the other coach that I inherited with the program. So they already knew who they were. They're black, I'm black. Once they got there, it's me. But I put myself in that situation because as soon as a kid want to transfer in, I'm like, hey, we play tonight. You go play tonight. Man, look, I had one team on a Tuesday. It looked totally different on a Wednesday. Like we were at AIU, and I never forget. One of my big bros, man, that Marty Ellis. He's always like told me what's up, and I never forget. He came watch the game, and he goes, "Man, is this a club?" He's like, "This your team?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "This wasn't yesterday." I said, "Yeah, they just transferred in." He was like, "Oh no, you can't do this. Come here. Let me tell you about the 5'10" form." And he pulled me to the side in front of everybody. And at the time, I'm like, "Yo, bro, what you doing?" But I appreciated it because now it saved me, But the damage had been done. Like there's people, take pictures and everything else, not knowing that, hey, what I'm being told is once they say they're coming and they fill out the application, they're as good as a student. I ain't never know anything different. Like remember, I didn't come from a private school. I came from Mission Vista. We didn't lose a game in league. We beat everybody, So now the aura is up. Everybody's like, oh man, Christian High, blah, blah, blah. We're watching Francis Parker on the other side. They're in a different league, but they're the only private school in their league as well. Well, with Foothills too, but Francis Foothills like top notch. Francis Parker's in Division II. So we're watching. They had some injuries. We had some injuries. We were like, hey, it's going to come down to us and them. We go through the playoffs, man. Beat Oceanside. Beat Bishops. And now we're like rolling. We're clicking. And none of my guys get any votes for all CIF. None of them. Not Jackson Larson.
He was cooking that year.
Not Nashawn Carter. Yeah. So we made it a point, man, that you know what? It's closing time. So I went and paid money for these closing time shirts, my own money. and I made everybody dress the same. So from that, we started saying, so the fourth quarter happened, we looked and said, man, what time is it? It's closing time. We had to put on the back of the shirts, and every team we ran up against, it was closing time. Grand opening, grand closing. Mount Miguel is playing really well. You know, they had went to the championship the year before, but then they had went back. And so we ended up meeting them in the state playoffs, right? And it was crazy. You're talking, I don't know how many people can get to Mount Miguel, but it felt like 5,000 people in this gym. Mm-hmm. The atmosphere was crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, it was hot. People were yelling. You know, some people didn't want to come down to Mount Miguel, but it was great. And it was an awesome game because they had a couple guys who had made all CIF. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have to say anything to Jackson or Nation. They knew. So, all right, let's go get it. Boom. Caught fire. And this is state playoffs. Next round, we run up against the number 1 seed in the whole state, Hillcrest. They're out of like Riverside.
And this is still year 1, correct?
Yep, it's year 1. Mm-hmm. Year 1.
Was that the year you guys won CIF or no?
Nope, I lost it.
You did at San Marcos. Y'all played at San Marcos.
Yep.
Y'all did lose that game.
I was chasing the state.
Right.
I told my guys from the jump, man, I don't care about CIF.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yo, this team, we could make some run in the state. Because I looked around, I saw it, man. Like, we had a kid named Christian West who had came in from Mira Mesa, you know. And then, like, he was super athletic. So he really gave Jackson, like a chance to kind of float around. Because even if Jackson gambled, see, West was clapping it off the glass. I mean, he was hitting it hard, man. It looked like volleyball. Smack! Mm-hmm. Coach, my hand hurt. Hey, he was hitting it hard, so we could do other things. But then we also had a 2-on-2 little zone that we went to that just threw people off. Mm-hmm. We figured out Hillcrest, they had a guy, man, 6'8", African kid. I mean, he had just beat Parker the week before, right? Beats Parker the week before. Parker beats me the week before in the championship. Mm-hmm. So he beats Parker. We're like, damn, I didn't beat Parker, you know? Because Parker, you know, beat us pretty handily. So we figured out, oh, wait a minute. These dudes only taking 33s for the year. We're going to sit in this zone. They're going to shoot it out. Mm-hmm. Man, we got in that zone. The coach looked down at me, and I was like, so I watched film. That was probably one of the best times, man, because after the game, he was like, damn, I guess coach actually watched the film and saw that we don't shoot many threes. Because second half, we were out. So we made it to the Final Four.
Nice.
You know, we were a couple minutes away, man, from doing it, but we got up to L.A. and it was just a terrible trip. Like, we get to L.A., we're playing at Price High School, right? It's call it the Tybo gym. It's like the Billy Blanks gym, like really Billy Blanks gym, you know. We're going, and then we're in LA. Store is nothing but yellow tape. Somebody just got laid down right there, you know. And the guys were like, "Coach, this where we playing?" I was like, "Yeah, let's stop right here at the store. We can get something to drink." They're like, "No, we don't want to get out of the car." So already trying to get into this place, man, it was like our head just wasn't there. Like, they're like, "Yo, man, we watching this." We get to the gym ain't got no water. You know what I mean? Like, you have nothing. So it was a tough time, and we just couldn't win the game.
So how do you go from? Sorry to cut you off because I know where you're getting to. How do you go from making a CIF run, making a state playoff run, to kind of the fallout that happened at Christian? I mean, you said it started off rocky, but I would assume that, you know, winning for me in my life in sports has kind of always been the cure-all.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it wasn't for you. So what happened?
That's what I thought too. Mm-hmm. But then I'm being put in situations where, like, I'm being asked to play certain guys. I'm being asked to do little favors. I'm being asked to do stuff that I'm like, yo, man, this isn't conducive. We're winning. Like, we're trying to win. And then we're doing it the right way. Like, we didn't have no guys ineligible or anything. But so my first year, I was like, all right, after my second year, I'm gone. Like, I don't care what happens, I'm gone. I would have left prior, but my son broke his leg, so he had to come back and do the year over. We just couldn't get on the same page. You know, me and like whoever the athletic director was at that time, man, we just couldn't get on the same page. You know, and they got wind of me already talking to other, you know, places about, you know, leaving. And it was one of those things where, like, I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. Like, I was at a tournament the week prior, because now it's come down to, look, there's no talk. Like, I see, I'm not talking, he's not talking to me.
You mean you and the AD?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, and then it was just like, all right, well, whatever. You know, like, you gonna fire me, fire me.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time I heard about it, I went and asked, hey, man, like, did you say this? You know, now I'm not gonna give up, like, the names or whatever, but, but then I caught him in a lie one time where I knew he said it because I saw a text message. So I said, all right, I gotta get out of here. So now, I'm not even, like, letting dudes come into the school anymore. Now, like, guys want to come into the school and they're getting these little tours, I make sure I'm not nowhere around. Nope. Because now, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I said, all right, we'll help you get out.
Mm.
So, as I'm leaving, man, you know, I start hearing, oh, man, they kind of dirtying up your name. You know, saying you did that, this, that. I said, oh, okay, cool. Because now I've learned, and I've talked to enough people to know that's what happens when you leave that place. You know? And I said, you know what? That's my bad. I'm just going to figure it out.
What do you think that was about? You think they were trying to keep you from getting another job, or like?
Of course. Because they would never have what I brought to them. Never.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was an excitement that they haven't experienced in 30 years. I'm talking like your boys team and your girls team are tops, and they're winning, and they're beating some of your so-called rivals. You know, I mean, I had a great week. Mission Bay, Cathedral, Frenchburg, all in 1 week.
Mm.
You know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
That's a hell of a week.
Yeah. But, you know, they weren't really feeling the braggadocious.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. You know, when I'm in it, I didn't really get it. I thought, oh, man, they just don't like me. Nah, nah, nah. It didn't even matter if it was me. It could have been Joe Schmo. But it was going to happen because that's how they operate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like before me, it was like 5 coaches in like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I never sat and thought like, this place can't never win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it seemed like a good place. Great place. You know? So it was one of those things, man, where I tucked my tail and I just left.
So they end up firing you before you got a chance to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yep.
Sorry to hear that, fam.
Hey, it happens, man. Like,
how long were you? I was about to say away from the game, but when you part of the game, you always around it. How long were you out of coaching before you eventually landed with the Kings? And how did you land with the Kings?
2 months.
Okay.
So
I didn't know it was that quick.
Yeah, it's quick, man. Like I had opportunities to go other places when I left Christian,
Mm-hmm.
but I was so burnt out on high school basketball, and I was so like depressed and paranoid that I didn't want to go anywhere. Like I've sat and talked with ADs via email that that posted their job and whatnot, and I just had a bad taste in my mouth from that place. So rather than me trying to jump to another job, I said, man, I'm gonna chill for a minute. And the Swish Pro-Am was coming up.
Okay.
So they gave me an opportunity to coach in that, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Got a chance to coach some grown-ups, and I started to enjoy it a little bit. And I never forget Louis Velez. He's Jeff Harper number 2,
mm-hmm.
Number 1A. Sorry, Louis.
Love Coach Louis.
1A. Sorry, Louis.
Right, don't do him like that. Hey. Coach Louis, my dog. I love Coach Louis, man.
Look.
What up, Coach Louis?
Hey, Coach Louis came and hey, look, we were sitting in Miramar Gym, right? And I'm sitting there, And he can just see the trouble on my face, bro. Because, I mean, like, it was every week I was hearing something from somebody who has nothing to do with Christian, nothing, that I'm this horrible person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, man, like, some of you guys have known me, bro, since before I was coaching. Y'all knew me when I was out, you know, slinging jokes. You know what I mean? Like, it's, like, come on. Like, let's... But at the same time, I didn't lose any of the parents who were Christian. Still talk to me now.
Oh, okay.
Like, they still want to send their
That's
kids
a
to
telltale
Saddleback.
sign right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that's on their board. Send their kids to me at Saddleback right now. So, I'm like, come on. But I didn't want to be in a situation where it's like, he said, she said, you know, point to blame. And so I just said nothing, you know, because at that time, my life's changing too. You know, I'm like, all right, I'm about to be 40. Where am I going to be? So as all this stuff's playing out, Switch Pro Am gives me an opportunity. But then I'm looking at, like, the same dudes that was calling me, you know, trying to get hot takes every week. They're not on my line. You know, same dudes that's like, hey, coach, you know, put me in your MLK. They're not even picking up my call. You know, Kenny Caesar was the first one to reach out to me. Head coach at he was at that other private school down in Eastlake. Now he's at Patrick Henry. First one to reach out to me, coach. I know how it is. Holler at me what you need. I said, coach, I just need this phone call. That was amazing. I appreciate it. But you know, people start falling off in my life, which was at first I was hurt. I was crushed. Like, by the time I got to the Kings, man, I was just so distraught. I was like, damn, man, I thought I was cool with all these people. Nah, I'm no longer needed. You know, I'm just in a way now. So I said, all right, let me just kind of sit back and watch. And I've never said anything. I've just watched and just kind of sat back, watched the funny moves and stuff like that, and figured out who was for me and who wasn't. It was the greatest time. Because now it shows me what I'm made of. So Louis comes sliding up next to me at the Switch Pro. He's like, coach, what's your next move? I said, what do you mean? He was like, well, you know, we got the Kings of the ABA, and, you know, I said, I'll take it. Look, if you took the time to come and ask me, I'll take it. Like, because I know him and Jeff ain't on no BS. Because my thought was, what I had heard was, Jeff was stepping away to focus on Lincoln and, you know, some other stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. This could be all right, you know. I didn't really know what I was walking into. I mean, it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
What do you mean it's crazy?
The ABA has its own set of rules.
I see.
You know what I mean? Like, it was tough. It took a minute to kind of adjust, you know. How
was the, sorry to cut you off, how was the adjustment going from coaching teenagers to coaching men? What was that adjustment like? Because I know for me, I've never coached adults, but since I graduated high school, I've been a youth coach. I coached at the rec center, coached at the middle school, won championships, moved up to the high school, and then even in like my professional life, I worked in before I worked in childcare, and so I've been like a leader of kids before, and then just, you know, in growing and evolving in my professional career, I ended up supervising before and after school programs, and so now I have staff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have staff, but I'm the supervisor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm leading adults. And for me, it was something that I was like, I want to be a supervisor. I need to be a supervisor. And then I finally got it, and it was like, it was an adjustment because I wasn't used to leading men, like not even leading men, leading adults. So to kind of talk about the transition from being a leader of kids to like a leader of men now.
It was a tough transition because not only am I leaving, you know, children to grown men, but I also had to understand it. This is like, it's semi-pro basketball, which these guys still have to work real jobs. And they got to take care of their families. And so I had to learn, a little bit of flexibility. You know, in high school, it's like, yo, man, you either here for practice or you ain't here. ABA, not so much. Like a guy can miss practice for, you know, week, whatever, show up on game day, and is expecting to play. So me trying to learn that and navigate through that at the time was challenging because I had to tell grown men, hey man, you didn't come to practice, bro. You're not playing. And they in turn told me, yo, I've been here for 5 years. I can get you replaced. I was like, damn, for real? You can do that? It's like, damn. But it always stuck with me, you know? So whenever I came and kind of was like, hey, I think we need to do this. I think, you know, we need to have some sort of accountability. It all sound good until it started affecting everybody else. Then it was like, all right, there's no accountability. And then, like, our team was really good, but hated each other. You know, and not even in the bad way. Because, like, we all chit-chat. They didn't hate each other like they want to fight. They just couldn't play with each other because of, you know, their own, like, deficiencies. Their own, you know, makeup of where they think their game is and where they're trying to go. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, when I hear ABA, it's semi-pro, I'm thinking, all right, this should be just as hard as junior college because guys are here to either fix something, tweak something, or to bounce back to where they came from. Like, we shouldn't have to cater to everybody. Like, everybody won't be treated equally because everybody's not equal. Mm-hmm. But everybody will be treated fairly according to their situations. And sometimes it didn't work out for people. Mm-hmm. You know, like, there was a dude, man, I didn't put him on an active roster for like 5-6 weeks. He still showed up. And then he used the opportunity when somebody else was out to come in and ball. And I was like, yo, I like it. And even though he didn't like it, he still kept the respect between me and him and just came in working. Because here's the thing, I'm a new coach. I don't know what you guys can and can't do. All I know is what you're showing me. So if you're showing me that you can't be here, I don't really care how much you average. I don't really care about that. My job is to win. Because if you're not here, there's certain things we can't put in. So what do? In the game, it just won't get put in, and then we go on stretches where we just look crazy. You know? And the toughest part about ABA is everybody wants to be the number one. Mm-hmm. Not so much the point guard, but everybody wants to be that guy. Even when you have an established guy, there's other people that want to be that guy, and they're like, yo, coach, you need to get rid of this dude. Look, let me be the dude. I'm like, yo, bro, why are we doing this? It's halftime of a game. Like, we need to all be together. But I was told it's not how it works. Not how it works in the ABA. You know, and I mean, management was cool. It just, you know.
Did you enjoy your time there at least?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I had a good time, man. Mm-hmm. I had a good time because I learned something everywhere. You know, I inherited some beefs and I didn't even have to inherit. I was like, damn, I inherited this whole Guardian beef.
Oh, the Kings Guardian
go to the game. They do it. Look, they had the TBL right now.
I was going to say, shout out to the Guardians, man. I'm going to be at the
Guardians, man. Call me, man. I just want to come, man. B Cheeks, my guy.
Shout out to the Guardians, man. And so you did 1 year with the Guardians. Why'd you leave the Guardians?
Well, with the Kings?
Pardon. You did 1 year with the Kings. Why did you leave the Kings?
It was just time, man. Like things were too, like, for me, I need structure. Things were just too unstructured, and for my own, like, mental health, I just couldn't do it. You know, so it was one of those things where.
You mean structure as far as, like, guys, like, being at practice and not being at practice, or, like, other things?
Guys being at practice, or guys just doing one thing and then operating a completely different way. Mm-hmm.
Players.
Everybody, grown-ups.
Okay.
You know, players, coaches, you know, myself. I mean, it was a thing where at some point I noticed that they're not trying to understand what I'm doing. They're tolerating me and going around me. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I mean, it got to a point, man, you couldn't even take somebody out the game without some extra stuff. You know, and people don't realize, but people get tired of hearing somebody go chop, 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 chop all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, and that takes away from the team. I don't care how good the player is. Nobody's bigger than the team.
Facts.
Nobody. Doesn't work like that in ABA. You know, like, this doesn't. You know what I mean? Like I
Do you think that's how the ABA operates, or do you think maybe that's how the organization you were with operates?
would like to say
It's the ABA as a whole.
it might be the ABA as a whole.
Okay.
'Cause I've seen we were in Vegas one time, man, and there we had whacked them. We had like 5 dudes, man. We had whacked them. Their best player was outside, like trying to get at their coach. I'm like, hey man, you should have like 30. What you doing? He ain't played me enough. Game is 2 hours long. You played an hour.
Right.
You know. So I mean, and I would just see certain things. Like we had a couple guys on our team who had made their way through other ABA teams. And every time we played one of those ABA teams, man, they'd be like, oh, you got this guy this week, huh? Yeah, man, we had him, yeah. And I'm thinking like, yo, that dude is good. Like, why don't you have him? Just too much, man. Nobody's bigger than the team. So I started to see it a little bit, but at the same time, there's not a lot of humility in the ABA. Like, it's a lot of, they got chip on their shoulder, things like that, but there's not nobody that's like they're like, you know what, I'm here, let me actually get something out of it. They treat it as if it's a men's league. I mean, hell, we played a team that didn't even have shorts. Came out with these YMCA jerseys. It was in Fresno. They didn't have numbers on them. Hey, in a whole damn suit.
And that is a common thing in the NBA, but I will say that is a credit to Abe. Abe was running that thing like he made it look good.
Man.
He made it look good, like uniforms, multiple uniforms, making sure home games. Like I remember, because I mean, people know I was a photographer for the Kings, and I remember like I would go down for the other team, just doing network, taking pictures, making video for the other team, and every single home game, at least 2 players from the other team would see the crowd that Abe had in there and be like, "Is it like this every game for y'all?" Because when I went a few of them road trips, and it was
nothing.
Like, I've personally played in men's leagues here in San Diego that had consistently more fans in the stands than some of these ABA teams we had on the road, and so that's a credit to Abe. He was really putting his best foot forward with the Kings.
Abe does a great job, as far as marketing and everything else, but he has to get one more person to help. Because
help with what? Just everything?
Help with everything.
Okay.
Because he does so much that it's hard to do all of that and then, still focus on player personnel and stuff like that. Because he's also the GM. So, he has to get somebody that can kind of bridge that gap.
I see.
Because it's not a bad thing, man. It's really nice. He does, the giveaways,
real big in the community.
Man. There was a game one time, man, where this dude, he had bought like 20 raffle tickets, bro.
I remember
and
that.
Abe had I think Abe had 4, had a TV, like a stereo, and
dude kept winning.
Oh.
Dude kept winning. Yeah, hey, so Abe, you at the game, you do a raffle. Abe, you could, in the ABA, you can call it, I mean, semi-pro, you can call it the owner or whoever could call it TV timeout every periodically. Yep. And Abe, running it the right way, got a packed crowd, TV timeout. He coming out doing a raffle, like you said, giving out TVs, giving out Kings merch, giving out stays at the Kings Inn, all of this different stuff. And this dude at the door bought 1,000,000 tickets. And this dude kept winning to the point where they was like, Abe, what's up, bro? You rigged it, you let this dude win. Abe was like, nah, he bought all them tickets. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Everything, the TV, the stereo.
I remember that. So you do 1 year with the Kings. Actually did well. Was gonna be in the Far West Division playoffs, but COVID hit and kind of shut everything down. So that kind of ended that there. And you said for you it was just time to move on. So where are you at now? You did 1 year with the Kings. Where are you at now?
Now, man, I'm doing some local AAU with West Coast Elite, which I like because I have. All the top schools in San Diego, the open division schools, I at least have 1 or 2 of their players on my AAU team right now.
Dope.
And they're really learning. They're freshmen. All these dudes are freshmen, and I'm sorry, we're in the school year now. So they're sophomores. They just want to learn, man. So for me, going through what I went through at Christian, and then experiencing the ABA, it humbled me. I felt like at Christian, man, I was on top of the mountain. You know what I mean? Like that was like the second program. Like in the first year, I've taken to a state playoffs, to a CIF championship. I like to think I'm a fixer, man. Like I can come in and fix a program. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's not much. It's just I know how to talk to kids and I can give them the confidence. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. It's not rocket science. Mm-hmm. You know, so kind of had that, and then experiencing some success in the ABA. You know, through the different issues or whatever. That really, really humbled me, man. Like 2020, it was a tough year for everybody. But into 2019 and then 2020, man, I've just been really, really trying to understand myself. Like, what do I really want to do? Do I still want to coach? Yeah, I do want to coach. I'm not sure if I want to coach high school, though, because I don't. Once you've been out of it, man, like, I don't want to deal with it. Like, I don't want to deal with the issues that come with it. I never go back to a private school. Like, that's, I don't give a damn who calls. Mm-hmm. But I am going to drop a parental guide, like a little book that can help parents navigate AAU, high school, and recruiting. Because I think parents, they think your high school coach is supposed to do every single thing. But it's not. It's a team effort between high school, AAU, and your parents. Mm-hmm. It's something to where everybody has a stake in it when it's about the kid. Mm-hmm. Like I hear parents saying, "Oh man, my coach didn't give me nothing." Yo, bro, like you averaged 10 points. Your team was 5-20.
It's only so much you could do with that.
You know what I mean? Like if they came to San Diego to get winning teams, hell. Go to San Diego High. They done won 3 years in a row.
Right.
Like Baz down there killing.
Shout out Coach Baz and AJ Burton.
Hey man, look. Me and Baz used to always go, oh man, look, oh me versus you. And now it's like, phew, that dude done took off. I'm like, hey Baz, I can't get him on the phone no more.
So you're at West Coast Elite. Is that all you're up to right now, coaching wise?
That and recruiting is a year round thing, man. For a Saddleback.
So you're at Saddleback.
Yep. So
okay.
Right now I'm trying to get adjusted at Saddleback and learn the JUCO game and kind of see what impact I can have up here. Mm-hmm. You
head coach at Saddleback?
No. I'm the first assistant.
Okay. Nice.
So I mean it's cool. It's cool money. Like the money's cool. I mean, it's not great, but it's more than what I made at the last place.
What's that adjustment like? I went from, and granted it's like it's moving up to high school, but for me, like obviously coaching at the rec league, I was a head coach. Coaching at the middle school, I was a head coach and won a championship, which is why I got to go coach at the high school. Part of the reason why I got to go coach at the high school, building my resume. And then so from going to like, it's my scheme, it's my offense, I'm doing things my way. And then I moved to Orange Glen High School and I started off on JV. And what I thought I was going to be the head coach. But at the time, shout out Coach Featherly, gave my first high school coaching job. I was expecting to be the head, or he brought me on as the head JV. But then I think with like working with the AD, he needed his head coach to be on campus. Mm-hmm. So he ended up, as you know, he ended up letting he was a football coach, but also the ASB guy. He's a good dude. He's more of a football coach, but he's an athlete, so he.
Right.
So I ended up essentially being his assistant. And I'm saying all that to say, like, when you've been a head coach and then you're expecting to continue to be the head coach and calling all the shots, to then go to the assistant coach to where you still hands-on in practice, so you could do what you want, but in the game, it's like, oh, I feel like we should be doing this, that, and the third, but that ain't my call no more. So kind of talk about that adjustment.
I lost that opportunity, bro. Be honest with you, be 100%.
You lost the opportunity to head coach?
I lost the opportunity to be a head coach right now just because of,
what happened in the past?
Yep.
Okay.
Just because of the Christian stuff. And right now, man, I look unstable. I'd have been a Christian. I'd have been with the Kings for who knows how long.
I see.
So in order for me to come up, bro, I got to start at the bottom. I can't come in expecting to be the head coach. Even though I did, I ain't going to lie to you. Mm-hmm. Look, I applied there too. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I was short like a bunch of years. Like I had applied to a couple of, JUCOs. Like I drove myself all the way out to 29 Palms for an interview.
Wow.
Yep. Like, I really thought that I could do it, man. But the more and more, like, I've gotten to understand myself, man, I fail. I don't know enough. I thought I did. I know a lot about kids. But this intermediate section of, like, not four-year college guys, but they're not, JV and varsity either, that's tough, because that is where you can actually shape their life for the good or for the bad. Because everybody, when they see a JUCO guy call, unless their parents have already explained to them that, hey, man, you got to do it, 9 times out of 10, they're going to duck you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to blow you off. If you're cool with them, they'll blow you off in a nice way, But nobody wants to. They don't want that to be their reality until it becomes their reality. And look, I try to give guys, look, I call them and say, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm here. I don't need you now. That's JUCO, man. As long as it's before basketball season, I don't care when they come.
Right.
But I noticed that you're looking for this school and this school and this school, and you're not getting it. Give me a year. Our head coach, Jeff Oliver, is amazing. He's been an NCAA head coach, man, for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing is, me getting that job was so huge. Because coaches that have been head coach for 18 years, they already got a circle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This guy, man, took a chance on me to give me a part of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of springboard and branch out. Most dudes don't do that.
Yeah, that's love.
Like, when dudes go somewhere, they already know where they take him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He didn't know me from Adam.
And the head coach that's there, was he already there?
Nope, just got there too.
Dope.
He came from Cal State San Bernardino, and he's been around SoCal for a long time. Real respected, man. He's, he has a great game plan. I respect him. I'm listening.
You got sorry to cut you off. You got what's the name that played at Mission Bay? Jay. Is he still there?
Nope, Jay left.
Oh, okay.
Jay didn't know who was going to be the head coach, right? So he was already thinking about leaving. We had talked during the season when they had a different coach, and I called him and I said, "Hey, man, look, if you know somebody on the staff, would you stay?" He was like, "Yeah, probably." I said, "Jay, look, I'm gonna be the assistant." He was like, "All right, coach, yeah." He was gone.
Where's he at now?
I think he's either at Southwestern or he's somewhere back in San Diego.
As long as he's still playing, he could play, man.
Yeah,
I love his game. I told him that. I would tell him that a couple of times when I watched his games. Like, of course, Boogie was the star on that team, but he could play, bro. I liked his game a lot.
Yeah.
So, and Saddleback, man, what's is the goal going to be eventually to become a head coach again, or are you just going to rock out as an assistant till you kind of find your footing, or what's up?
I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna sit tight at Saddleback for a minute, man.
I hear it.
And
then, enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and then look for I got a young son. He's 5 right now.
Mm-hmm. Cute little dude.
I think I'm gonna sit back. I'll probably coach for like another 10 years, and I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna watch him. He's gonna be huge, man. He's already like 4 feet. Like, this dude's gonna be big.
I'm gonna say you and his mom, y'all both got some height on you. He gonna be all right.
Yep.
He gonna be all right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think at some point, man, move out of California, man. It's expensive here, bro.
Yes, that's a fact.
And my little coins, man. Look,
I feel you.
My little coins ain't stacking up like that, man. But
I feel you, man. My guest last week, my boys, my family, Stephen McClure, he's from here in California. He's coaching he played in the league, played at Cal. He's coaching at SMU now. Mm-hmm. And we didn't talk about it on the show, but off camera I've spoken to him before about like the cost of living in Cali and now living in Texas and what it's like. It's, you can get a mansion out there for what you get an apartment out here for, you know what I'm saying?
Boy.
I appreciate you coming to chop it up with me, man.
I appreciate you having me, bro.
Man, absolutely. Is there anything you wanna plug or promote before we get up out of here, man?
Got a book dropping soon.
You got a title for it?
Yeah, it's called Missed Understandings.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
It's gonna detail, man, from my young life to now, and
nice.
then, I'm just kind of just rolling, man. Like,
that's what's up.
God got me, dude. It's so crazy. Like,
how what stage you at right now? Is it fully written? You looking for a publisher? You still writing? What's
written.
up? Okay.
It's done.
Okay.
Like, I need a publisher. If
okay.
not, I'm gonna throw him on Amazon and self-publish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm schooling myself on that.
Right.
That sort of stuff right now, man. I just got the business license. Just got the website going. I got
nice.
the blog going.
Nice.
You know, you guys will see it if some of you guys don't already know what it is. I've been trying to keep it a little secret.
That's dope. That's dope. I mean, like you said, depending on what route you go, I might could throw you an alley-oop. My guy Lorenzo Keeler, I always say, because nobody else gives him the credit he deserves. Escondido High School basketball legend Lorenzo Keeler. He wrote a book called Fruit from My Seed for his son, and so he's gone through the whole process of writing a book and getting it published. And I've actually written a couple of children's books, and I just started chopping it up with him about that. So I could definitely pass you his number so y'all could maybe talk to him about helping with the publishing and all of that.
Man, that would be great.
I got you, bro. You already know. I got you.
That'd be awesome.
You already know. I appreciate you coming through, man.
I appreciate you for having me, my guy.
Absolutely. This was fun, man.
Yes, sir.
I learned a lot about you, man. Like I said, we, us both working for the Kings, being on road games and riding together, we got a chance to really chop it up and, create some camaraderie. But all of that stuff I never knew, so I'm definitely glad I had you on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Little stuff.
Anytime you want to come back, you're always welcome, man.
Hey, man.
And matter of fact, all the stories you got and how funny and how charismatic you are, we might need to work on a podcast for you. The Flix Media Network might be able to get that rolling for you, bro.
Hey, let's do it.
We're going to talk about that off air.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's been another episode of On the Michael Flix. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'll be back next week. Peace out.